had a big factor in this franchise's success, and he was great for me. Has been great for me throughout the course of this year. Having relationships with some of the players in-house, and some of the corporate knowledge of the organization.
Right.
I think all of that stuff is valuable. Whoever you have, it was Miles Simon for me in LA. The one holdover from the previous staff. Those guys are invaluable in the transition. KY has become a really close friend. I'm super happy for him. They are beyond lucky to have him at BYU, and he's going to do a great job.
DJ and PK is brought to you in part by UNA Golf. Golfers, don't miss the UNA Golf Multi-Vendor Demo Day happening Saturday at Mulligan's Golf and Games. This is your chance to try out the new releases from all the major golf manufacturers and register to win free prizes. It's all happening Saturday at Mulligan's Golf and Games. UNA Golf, unmatched service, unmatched expertise. And the weather's supposed to be good Saturday, so that all works out.
That's Frank Vogel talking about KY.
The new BYU basketball coach.
Yeah. I got to give the Cougars credit. Tom Holmoe has done a fantastic job as the athletic director. They identified their top candidate.
And then went hard after him.
Top available candidate. I think Madsen took himself out of the running immediately. That's not to say that they wouldn't have hired Kevin Young even if Mark Madsen had shown interest. I don't know that. But the top available candidate, because Madsen wasted no time in putting out a statement to protect his program, and they went after their top guy, and they went all in on their top guy, and they got him. There's never been a coach hired in this state who has been ballyhooed as much as Kevin Young. Now, you love those types of questions.
I do love that. I'm racing through. I'm like, Urban was a pretty big deal. And football's bigger than basketball. But at best, I can argue that.
The Jazz aren't bigger. The Jazz are bigger than Utah football at that time. The sport, football's bigger than basketball.
Right. Yeah.
But, and the reason why I say the Jazz is because he's related to them and he was an NBA guy.
The situation with Kyle was ballyhooed because Utah and BYU both had openings at the same time and wanted him. But that's the situation.
Yeah. And that was more local here.
Right, yeah. Whereas this is getting everybody's attention because everybody in the NBA knew who Kevin was.
This guy was a finalist for Brooklyn and then potentially Charlotte. Yeah. And he interviewed last year for the Jazz. So the guy's on the doorstep of being an NBA head coach. I don't think that's an inaccurate statement whatsoever. And BYU identifies one dude that they want.
And they got him.
And they go after him, and they get him. And they go down there Monday to seal the deal, and the deal was sealed. And they paid big, big bucks.
7 years, $30 million.
Right.
Why is BYU reportedly paying the new basketball coach $30 million? We've got a poll question up. Here are your potential answers. They want to win because Ryan has the dollars, Big 12 money, or it's all fake news.
I think the Big 12 money and the fact that they're in the Big 12 makes a huge difference. There's no way they're giving a West Coast Conference coach $4+ million.
Yeah, I can see your point. You don't have to.
To go play at Loyola and Pepperdine and San Diego and Portland and those places that high school gym that we've talked about, and you only need half the high school gym in some of these new high schools to account for the crowd. And BYU players yell, "Shut the F up." You can hear it point blank.
Word.
As if he's talking to you.
There was one game. There was one Saturday afternoon game at the University of San Diego, and I really thought if the camera would just hold still, I could count the crowd.
Shut the F up! Hey, we beat your ass. Sit down.
Oh, good one. Oh.
Yeah, this is a Big 12, and it is. So you combine all those factors, and that's what you got.
All right, the poll question's up. Go and vote. Why is BYU reportedly paying the new basketball coach $30 million? It's online on Twitter. David DJ James. Paul's already commented. He goes, all of the above. No, it's not all of the above.
I don't think it's fake news.
Exactly. But they want to win. Ryan has the money, and they have Big 12 money. Yeah, I can see all three of those things coming together.
Uh-huh.
And the pressure to win and compete. And like LSU is good, but the way college sports works now, you can be good one year and humiliated the next. It doesn't take long. Look how quickly Cincinnati went from the penthouse to the outhouse.
Yeah,
They're crashing the college football playoff thing. Someone comes and hires your coach. Your players hit the portal. Next thing you know, how did we stay out of last place?
And BYU basketball can be a real big moneymaker because they can roll in 18,000 people, or whatever that configuration seats now, and they can.
And it looks good on TV.
They can make a run. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're wearing school colors, the energy. They got that camera up there getting a high shot of the arena. The whole place is bouncing. It looks like fun.
If you're a non-Latter-day Saint and you're not Mr. Joe Party at every possible opportunity, why wouldn't you consider BYU, especially if you're on this side of the country? Because now you've got an NBA coach. The place is packed. You're a big man on campus. It theoretically is easier to win at a higher level in basketball than it is in football because you need many, many dudes. And in basketball, if you have 3 or 4, you're good to go.
And I'll get you this side of the country thing, but I would also throw in international players.
Yeah, international, but you can't right now make the NIL. So if you're looking for money internationally,
then stay overseas as a pro.
Yeah.
And go that route through the NBA
I don't
draft.
understand why they do that, but that's beyond me. I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
You come on a student visa and you're not supposed to compete in our workforce. There it is.
Yeah, but somebody else isn't going to get the money. But whatever. I mean, you start on all those rules and borders and all that stuff. It's not anything I want to go down because I don't understand it. So you got all that going on there. The international, if it's available, yeah. International students that are here, because you have that, how does that work? If they come over and play high school ball.
I guess it's dependent on how they got in the country.
Yeah.
I don't know. We need an immigration lawyer now. I've had it explained to me briefly. I get the top tier, but classic, mile wide inch.
Now, my friend's
territory.
daughter next month is graduating in immigration law. She's back in Boston right now. I'll give her a call during the break.
There you go. Yuck! He's gonna book a guest.
Literally, that's a true fact. And so
That's a true fact. Thanks. That's old school.
Yeah.
Yuck, that predates you. You were in junior high when that one got dropped on the air.
True fact does predate me.
Jason dropped. That's a true fact. PK looks at me. That's a true fact.
they got a ton going for it. And that's why I said I felt like this wasn't a big blow having Mark Pope leave. And Mark Pope created a lot of enemies out the door. I mean, gosh, man, just in the last 2 days.
People are willing to dump on him.
Oh, my goodness gracious, the stuff that I've heard about him just in the last 48 hours. And a lot of stuff I knew, but it got heightened on that. I think it's a bigger blow losing kids because they're harder to replace. Quality, really good players. If that Chandler kid turns out to be a quality player, then that would be a significant blow. No doubt about it. And we don't know what the other guys are going to do. That's going to probably be decided in the next 3 or 4 or 5 days or so as Young and gets his staff together. I think it's important to get a staff together as soon as possible so you can have those guys do some heavy lifting while you're trying to balance both jobs. It sort of seems like if I'm a BYU fan,
not excited about that part of the equation.
I am rooting hard against the Suns.
Oh, yeah. That's the easy part of it.
But at the same time, if he's integral, as they say he is, Vogel and James Jones, the coach and GM, then you'd maybe want them to win because that would maybe show, wow, this guy is really a difference maker from the coaching perspective, possibly. We'll see. I think they can win a series. I don't see them going all the way, but who knows?
Phoenix and Minnesota.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I think they can win that series. So we'll see how that plays out. But this is good. This is a good time for BYU and the coaching. And from a BYU fan, I'm excited. I'm excited that I got Smith, and I'm excited that I got an Ainge in town because use what's available. Everybody else is doing it. Why wouldn't you do it? You know, I was told that the reason why Pope came in, why BYU hired Pope in the first place, is because he was big time. And when they lost Dave Rice to go to UNLV, they didn't have the big-time assistant coach who could call, hey, Larry Johnson. Call Larry Johnson. And I was a teammate of his, and I know him, and I know all those guys, and they can vouch for how good I am, right? And they didn't have that after Dave Rice left. Well, they wanted it with Pope. And that's one of the reasons why they brought him in, if not the reason why they brought him in. And because I think he was back in Wake Forest, and I believe he was going to be out of a job. And so he wanted to be on the staff at BYU. And they knew that he had NBA connections. He has Patino in his back pocket. And they thought that that would be important. And this is a fact. Whether you want to believe it or not, I couldn't give a crap. But this is a fact as to why they brought him on. If you knew who told me that, you would say, well, duh. And so that happened, and they brought him on. Well, Ryan Smith knows a ton of people now, and Ainge is a household name.
Ainge obviously knows a ton of people.
In the NBA. And if they can work for you and go Cougs, as Ainge said, he downplayed it, but you're not fooling us. We know. And I'm fine with it, man. I saw you on the road at BYU games 1,000 times over, talked to you a million times in media rooms when BYU was playing. Right? He's scouting, and BYU's there. Plus, he had his kid on the team at the time, or some of the time. And so, great. Be involved. If I'm Tom, if I'm KY, be involved. That's only a blessing. That's not a curse. To have these guys here with the Jazz to be involved in that program is good news.
Question up, why is BYU reportedly paying the new basketball coach $30 million? 37% are saying because they want to win. 18% for Big $12. Those are getting votes. But guess what the leader is?
Right?
Ryan has the dollars. 39%. So that's just a little in front of they want to win. There's a couple comments here that are pretty good.
What do you got?
Turkish. At Dark Star Travels. Sounds mysterious.
You do.
Because college sports is broken. In order to compete, you need high-paying boosters. It's a standard non-story, made a story locally by BYU and Utah fans who always behave like spoiled children. There was a lot of back and forth over Ryan Smith's getting tax subsidies for the arena. He's bringing in the hockey team. Now he's using that money he's saving to pump up BYU, and Utah fans are out. I mean, a small, loud percentage of them are outraged by that.
Whatever.
Ryan's sitting on billions. He's not.
Yeah, it's so far out of my league.
If
your definition of money corrupting college sports is equal to broken, I can agree with you. But I can tell you from the basketball sense, man, it has been broken for a long time. A long time.
Sam Gilbert, UCLA, Dynasty, 60s and 70s. So you're going back 60 years now.
So I saw things. I was aware of things. I had one coach tell me, another coach called him and said, man, we can't afford what that Coach C is paying.
He's breaking the pay scale.
Yeah. These are coaches that are coaching today. And this was before the NIL. And everybody knew it. Come on. To get tens of thousands of dollars just to get an in-home visit.
Josh says, I don't know what the right answer is to your poll question, but Ryan Smith is putting on an all caps epic shopping spree this week. BYU basketball coach, we assume press conference for a hockey team Thursday or Friday?
Yeah.
Arena renovation or new construction to follow?
Well,
epic shopping spree.
They already renovated it. Are you going to renovate it again?
Yeah, to change the sidelines for hockey.
Nah, just build a new one.
DJ and PK, it's 97.5 The Zone. Dwayne Rankin, Phoenix Suns reporter and insider for the Arizona Republic, is going to join us next. He covers the Suns. He knows a lot more about Kevin Young than the rest of us. And we will learn from him next.
The NHL